Hello everyone, I am back with another video for you today. I've been on a little bit of a break. I really do apologize for that. I was playing in the Creator Clash tournament in the United Kingdom, and then I spent some time visiting family. I also had some slight personal drama going on recently, so yeah, been a little busy. Haven't been able to make videos and such, but I am back, and I wanted to update you with the deck that I've been playing a lot of recently. It is Bounce. Managed to get 2 infinity borders with this. I probably could have had even more had I played the game a bit more, but this deck was very cleanly, very easily, crushing through those infinity ticket battles. Yeah, just a very competent deck. I know for sure you can get to infinite rank with this as well. I may even do that, with this deck, if that's something that you are interested in doing. It's a deck that's pretty known in the meta at this point. Does get countered a little bit by things like Sandman and Ramp and Wave. You can do Wave Odin. That's actually something I tried to do in the tournament that I played to counter Bounce. Didn't really work because I ended up getting the wrong matchup and not quite finding the Bounce deck and stuff like that. But in the theory, you can counter Bounce. It's a counterable deck, but it is very hard to beat with anything that's not a direct hard counter, because it just has so much power, it has so much flexibility. You can deploy your strength into all of the locations very fluidly and effortlessly. You have the Iron Man to help you really overcome, those large power totals. You've got Shang-Chi to shut down any big tool units that the opponent might have. You've got things like the Bast for just great value on all of your cards. Your Angela, your Hitmonkey, Mysterio, it works on all of those. The Bishop, the Iron Man, it's just so much synergy, so powerful. And you've even got little tech cards like Spider-Ham and Elektra to throw a wrench into the opponent's game plan, destroy their one-cost cards, deal with any tool, win condition cards they might have as well. So this deck can really answer everything. It can do it all. It can do it all very flexibly. And that's what makes it such a powerful deck, both for ladder climbing and for battle mode. Just very reliable and very solid. And I thought I'd bring you some gameplay help, give you some tips and tricks on how to play this one. There's a few lines of play that are a little unintuitive. Things like holding on to your Bast and not playing it turn 1 can be quite relevant with this deck, because whenever you draw a card, you increase the odds that you're drawing into a card that benefits from the Bast +3 effect. If you draw into an Iron Man and then Bast it, that's a huge amount of power that you gain. So quite often holding onto your Bast can be very powerful. Things like playing the Angela Kitty Pryde on turn 3, that's a line that you want to take instead of playing Bishop. A lot of the time it ends up being more powerful for you. And of course you've got to think a little bit about your Beast. When is that coming in to really cheapen your cards and make everything more fluid and powerful? And when are you going to play that Hitmonkey alongside all of your other stuff to really go crazy and get that big value? So there's definitely a little bit of thinking that comes into play with Bounce, but for sure it's one of the most powerful decks, and as such you can get away a little bit with making a mistake here or there with this deck and it will still perform very, very well. So with that being said, guys, I would give this deck a 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10 deck. I haven't seen this new Phoenix Force card. I'm not buying that, to be honest. I don't think I'm going to buy the season pass this month. I'm not sure it's worth it, but let me know if that card's any good. I haven't really seen it yet. Haven't seen people playing it too much, but yeah. For now, I've got some of this deck to show you. Let's jump into some games. Death's Domain to open things up. Not a good one for this deck. So I quite often like to hold on to the Bast until turn 2 with Bounce, because you have a lot of pretty great cards you can hit with it. The question is, are we going to want to go with Angela on turn 2? I think I am going to skip the turn 1. A little unorthodox. Hope to draw into something like the Iron Man. The Hitmonkey is fine. That's perfectly good. I think I probably will go with the Bast now because I want to follow up with Angela. Maybe Angela into Stark Tower. We have to sort of decide now whether we want to play into the Death's Domain or not with the Bast, or do we want to keep that around? I do feel like playing into Stark Tower is also an okay option, just to have more bodies there. It might mean we don't want to play Angela in that location though. Bit of a tricky decision, honestly, and a bit of a decision that, you don't think could be super relevant, but I think this will be quite impactful in some way. Okay, Nova Roma comes, gives us an Iron Man. The opponent's playing Psylocke. I don't really know exactly what to make with that. I think I'm going to go Angela Kitty Pryde here. That's a nice draw for us. We can start getting some value on that. I'm going to play her in the Stark Tower. Maybe go for Iron Man there as well. And we should be good. Interesting Wolfsbane Sunspot. This might be some bot action. Elektra's quite strong here. As I've said, I do want to play the Iron Man probably in the middle. There is pretty good Elektra value to be had though, so I think I will play the Elektra in the mid. Maybe we don't go for Iron Man middle, just because we're going to be able to get a lot of Angela value there, which, you know, can get stuff done quite nicely. So basically got to choose between Beast and the Kitty Pryde. I think here I do want to go... I mean, I could just go Iron Man. Could just go Iron Man. The final turn doesn't look that exciting. It's going to be like Mysterio, Hitmonkey, Kitty Pryde, right? Maybe we do want the Iron Man here and just go sort of a little explosive at the end. Should probably be snapping on this as well, realistically. Mr. Negative being played, interesting. Maybe this is actually a player then, if, you know, they just missed Mr. Negative early on, I suppose. I mean, I haven't really seen Nakia and this sort of thing in Mr. Negative, but I guess that is something that can happen. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fairly straightforward, just dump as much power as possible, right? Should be more than okay here. With that Mysterio mid, you know, we might theoretically lose middle, but I think the amount of power we'll have, you know, it's pretty whatever, really, isn't it? We get some nice cubes off of this one. I'm just going to be sort of trying to climb up the, you know, the regular cube ladder, I think. Try to get back to infinite. So interesting, yeah, that might have actually been a real player playing some kind of Mr. Negative deck, if suboptimally, but let's go for another game. Okay, we have another game here. And I have some nice early game plays. Elysium gonna be a thing. Okay, I'm gonna just skip turn 1, maybe even turn 2. You know, we've got a lot of very cheap cards which we can play later on. We do draw the Bast. That's really nice. That's something that we'll want to play out perhaps this turn, but I think I'm going to hold on to it again. Counterintuitively, perhaps. We can be punished if they do something with the Elysium, get rid of it. Ooh, they just discarded a Hela. I'm gonna go with a snap on that. There is a Mindscape coming into play. Okay, interesting. Definitely is tempting to throw the Bast out now. If I'm really wanting to be greedy, I could hold it another turn, but I think here I do want to just get that bishop. You know, the buff on the bishop, and I want to dump my hand before, you know, turn 6, so we don't give the opponent any resources with the Mindscape. And yeah, looks like a Hela deck, but I mean, they've discarded Hela, so kind of imagine there's not too much for us to be afraid of here. So what do we want to go for? Well, we've got Hitmonkey, we've got Mysterio. We probably want to play all of these, you know, things at the end. I'm going to play Bishop here. I probably will hold on to the Angela for the time being. I want to just, you know, use as many cards as possible with that Hitmonkey at the end to get the maximum value from it. Arguably, I could have held on to the Bast, but if we want to end up playing Iron Man or even a Shang-Chi, then, you know, it might be worth holding, you know, having not held on to the Bast. But okay, we're going to have Mindscape coming in here, so we do need to dump our whole hand now and to get rid of all of that. We've got an answer to the Blade, which is really nice. I'm going to go for Angela mid, I think, here. Hitmonkey in the right. We'll put some Mysterio value in the left, just to kind of give us a lot of pressure there. Something like this. I don't want to play Kitty Pryde, we'll just give them value, I think. I mean, we could play it to get Angela buffed up, I suppose. I don't really want to give them the flexibility that Kitty Pryde would be. That being said, we get an extra bishop point. So perhaps something like this is correct, actually. Actually, I actually like this. I don't want to give them that free 2 points. Yes, it's kind of worth it because it's giving me more Hitmonkey value and such. It probably is worth playing, but Whatever. I'm just going to keep things simple, keep things straightforward. Magneto coming down. Okay, interesting. We're going to have a Chavez at the end here, and we're not giving them anything other than that, you know, crappy Kitty Pryde. So I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to take this one with a Chavez in the left. That should be enough to win us the game, I do hope. We turn the Invisible Woman into a pig, which doesn't really help me too much, but not the end of the world. We know there's no Hela, and we know that the Chavez here, we can even play the pig as well, interestingly. Yeah, we can just take a pretty chill victory there. I think the opponent, after the Hela was discarded, they probably should have retreated, but played it out, got some cubes. Okay, next game, here we go. Got some turn, you know, got some 1-mana cards. I'm going to hold on to them, though, to use with Hitmonkey or Bast or whatever it might be. Going to get a turn 1 snap from the opponent. That's quite aggressive. My hand's not amazing, but, you know, I will stay in here, I think. If this were battle mode, I might choose to get out of here. Okay, they have a Korg. So it could be some kind of Darkhawk deck, maybe. I could play the Elektra here. I could play the Spider-Ham. We do have Beast, so there's certainly an argument to play one of these, because on turn 4 we'll probably want to do the Beast. So maybe we go Elektra now. We know we're going to want to play this at some point. Or maybe Spider-Ham. Maybe Spider-Ham. And then we can go Bishop next turn. The Elektra Beast. I am tempted to play both here, just because if we draw another 1-drop, like a Bast or something, we'll be able to play that on the Beast turn. Not even Bast, but Kitty Pryde in particular. Or even arguably the Rock. Could be really good for me, for that to happen. Let's go and play it. We do lose a bit of bishop value potentially here, but I think it's okay. We get rid of Dr. Doom. Okay. That is some good news, I think. Crimson Cosmos going to be played, going to be a location here, rather. Let's go Bishop. It's a bit annoying for me, but at least, well, it could be really bad if the Cosmos goes to the left, because then we won't be able to pick up our units here. What am I saying? Of course, we can actually just do that now regardless. I think I will. I will, you know, bring back those 1-cost cards into hand. This Darkhawk's a real issue. Unless we draw our Shang-Chi. Don't have a great way to answer that right now. Okay, Crimson Cosmos goes into the correct place, arguably. Certainly do want to play the Angela. We know we're drawing Chavez, so I think at this point we just want to dump our entire hand, really. The Kitty Pryde's not great, to be fair, but we can get a lot of Hitmonkey value. Probably don't even want to play Kitty Pryde over here. It depends whether we think we're going to need to we can't Chavez the big house anyway, actually, so we should Kitty Pryde over here, and we should just put as much strength here as possible. And then we'll go Chavez probably in the mid to finish things up. It might be enough. Really just going to depend, I think, on what they have here. Of course, my Hitmonkey's pretty huge. I'm going to go with the Snap. Little risky. Does depend what the opponent draws as to whether we're, you know, what they get from Coulson, as to whether we're going to be okay here. Kind of putting my faith a bit in the... Oh, magic coming in. Okay, that's presumably from Coulson. Quite painful for me. We're going to be able to at least play Kitty Pryde. Maybe we can draw into Iron Man, but the fact that we are now sort of row-locked in the big house is kind of a problem. That is kind of a problem. Didn't really see the magic coming, obviously, because it's a random card. Hard to know that that was coming our way. It is going to mean the Darkhawk's a bit weaker, in fairness. So now we have the option of maybe actually just winning the left location. Depending on what we draw, I need to think a little here. You know, we're going to need to draw the Iron Man, probably, to have that work in our favor. I suppose it's a threat that the opponent should then respect. You know, that I may be able to get more power than them in the left. So I think I'm kind of comfortable playing Chavez over here. They actually gave me more space in the big house with the Shang, okay. Rockslide coming in, so we have some options here. And we do draw the Iron Man, that is beautiful. So Iron Man in the left wins the stat location, and then of course we are looking pretty good. I mean, the opponent can definitely have some stuff that messes me up, but it's hard for them to play into Crimson Cosmos, I think, with something that will beat Bishop. So I'm feeling like this is a win. The Chavez play ended up being good for us, I think, here. I could have also played it into mid, but that would, you know, we'd find ourselves in a bit of a tricky spot, ultimately. So Iron Man going to come in and really save the day in this particular game. They've got a random Drax, I guess, and White Queen, okay. Bit of a spooky 8-cuber there, but very nice. Okay, next game, we've got the Great Web. It's going to be a thing here. I could try to play on curve here. We've got the Mysterio Angela to hit with Bast, but again, gonna hold the Bast for one more turn. I'm gonna be greedy with it. And I am rewarded because we are getting Lamentis as a location here. No Kitty Pryde, so that's a bit sad for me here. The Great Web can be good for our Angela. We can maybe get some more value on that in theory. I'm happy with the Bast. I think this is quite good for me. I mean, we can probably find ourselves winning 2 locations with this particular hand. The Bast power. I'm gonna go for a snap here. I guess I'll just play Bast into the Great Web for now. Give us the option of maybe moving things with the Great Web, although I'm not even sure I want that to happen. It can be quite bad for my Angela to move into the Great Web now that I think about it. Collapsed Mine going to be a thing. Okay, I think we need to skip here just to get rid of that stuff. Is this a Patriot Shocker? Looks like it is. No, not high evolutionary. Interesting. So we might want to go Angela, Monkey, Mysterio as our final turn actually here. We could also go the Mysterio Monkey now, but that doesn't seem very good. I'm going to want to play the Iron Man next turn. I think we just have to say that we're not playing Shang this game. And while that is a little unfortunate, you know, it kind of is what it is, really. But yeah, I think I'm going to hold on to everything else. I'm just going to Spider Ham them. Play Iron Man next. Maybe Iron Man in the left and then go for the Angela and such. This might be a little tricky for us to win. Oh, this is like a proper Patriot. Just value Patriot cards. Interesting. I've never seen... Well, I say I've never seen, but I've rarely seen a deck quite like that. Let's go for the Iron Man over here in the Great Web. We just want to, like... You know, a lot of their cards are going to be coming over here, so... I think I do want to really make sure we have as much power there as possible. I might even dump the Hit Monkey in that location here. Maybe, we'll see. Or it might be enough to just have the Mysterio. They can buff by, in theory, if they had Mystique and Patriot, they could buff by 12 here. They could buff by 12, but I don't think that's something I'm too worried about. I just want to be able to... You know, if I make a play like this, we can beat the Patriot Mystique angle every time. So this should be enough. You know, we get the +6 Mysterio, so that would beat just a Patriot on its own. It would also beat... Yeah, I think this should be more than enough to win us the game here. I've already snapped. Let's send that in. A lot of power. Very hard for the opponent to interact here. They're just going to copy Claw. It's not very good. It's not very good, mate. I'm sorry to say. Definitely had a pretty decent hand to win the Lamentis here. And yeah, fairly clean victory. Very nice. Alright, let's jump into one last game. And see if we can win it. Okay guys, here we go. A bit of Kitty Pryde turn 1. I'm not going to play it in the Quantum Tunnel because, well, kind of want to hold on to this card. It's a pretty good one. The opponent is going to play in the Quantum Tunnel. Going to go Hell Cow. Okay, ooh. That's a little painful, I'll be honest. So they discarded a Swarm. We've got to be a little careful about that. And Bar Sinister is a thing. Goodness me. We could play Kitty Pryde there at some point. Potentially. I think I want to play Spider Ham in Quantum Tunnel just to you know, remove what's going on there. We've got a lot of decent things we can hit. I'll play Kitty Pryde over here. Not great locations for me, though, and I'm a little afraid of the discard power. Potential for Hela as well. Okay, Apocalypse coming out, and we hit Blade. So their hand right now is Blade and 2 Swarms. We do pull Chavez, that's pretty good. Okay, Murder World coming in as well is kind of annoying, to be quite honest with you. Does sort of mean I am a little out of luck here. I wanted to go Angela, Kitty Pryde this turn, but that's not exactly something that's too powerful here. I guess for now we just want to go with the Elektra. Doesn't feel too good, but I think it's probably fine. Actually playing out everything here. Interesting. A lot of power in the Quantum Tunnel. Oh, we actually do get Elektra value on the Sunspot. That's really cool. And a Bast coming. Does hurt my Kitty Pryde a bit, but I'm not too upset about that. Yeah, this is going to be a fairly easy win, all things considered. I think I could play Bishop in the mid, but I think I want to do it over here, to be honest. Maybe Angela, to be honest, is better. Get that Kitty Pryde next turn, do Kitty Pryde in the Bar Sinister, and then we're going to sort of flood the board, but I think we're more than okay here, right? We can go with a snap. To be honest, the gameplay here looks a bit botty to me. Can't say for sure if it is, but it does feel a little, you know, suspect. My final turn is just really decent. We've got 1,000,000,007 power Kitty Prydes to throw out if we want to do that. Swap them with our cards in deck, maybe get an Iron Man. They've got a Dracula with nothing to discard, so that's not exactly very powerful. Got our snap through as well. Yeah, feels pretty good. Generally not a great location for bounce, the Bar Sinister, I would say. I guess it can work with Hitmonkey quite well, but... And here it somehow isn't too shabby. Get a lot of value on the Kitty Pryde here, that's for sure. Do we even want to play Mysterio? It's like... I mean, something like this is probably fine, isn't it, realistically? Something like this is probably fine. Just try our best to hit the Iron Man. Should be very easily winning, I think. It's a bit annoying that the Mysterio will take up 1 space in the Bar Sinister, but I don't think it really matters. They're playing the Chavez out anyway. That is not really gameplay, I will say. Bit of a wonky and wacky game. I don't know if this was just a player sort of throwing their cards out, or if it was a bot. Kind of hard for me to say, but one way or another, we will take a win. And a little, you know, nice bit of extra climbing, bit of extra cube gain. Very nice. So bounce still, I took a little break. Bounce still very, very powerful. Climbing up quite nicely with this. I think you can very easily take this deck to infinite rank, and as I've said, I've managed to get a couple of infinite borders with it as well. So hope you guys enjoyed, hope you learned something, and subscribe as always for more videos. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.